Hello everyone, thank you all for coming out this evening and helping us induct a long-standing 4-H member in the Minnesota 4-H Hall of Fame. Many of our kids from Anoka County 4-H Horse Project know this man and the countless ways he has helped them. It is my honor and privilege to introduce and induct this role model for the youth, Steve Falkers. Steve Cowboy Falkers was born on November 9th of 1957 and was raised in St. Croix Falls, Wisconsin. He sadly passed away on June 29th of 2021 after a strong fight against stage 4 metastatic prostate cancer. Steve completed high school at Unity High School in 1976 and got his first job working at Metcalf Mayflower Moving Company, and later went on to working for Mohawk Moving and Storage for nearly 40 years. Steve met his wife Joanne at the Polk County Fair in 1978 and were married 2 years later in 1980. Steve and Joanne had many great adventures together. They moved from the Twin Cities and settled down in Lino Lakes, Minnesota with a few horses. They welcomed their daughters Stephanie and Brittany in 1987 and 1989. Steve often mentioned to everyone that his wife and daughters were his greatest accomplishment in life. One of Steve's happiest moments was getting to meet his grandson Oscar. Steve was heavily involved with many horse clubs, including Northwest Saddle Club, Anoka County 4-H, and Danny Lino's 4-H Club. He was passionate about his love for horses and being a part of these clubs that are filled with youth, and was his way of sharing and showing his love for horses. Joanne and Steve raised both their daughters in 4-H and continued helping other kids find their love and passion for horses. They own around 20 horses and lease out almost every single one of them to a youth that is in 4-H. Their home has been a place for young kids to learn and gain knowledge about horses. During my 8 years in 4-H, I got to know Steve well. He would always say, "I'm not the best teacher," but the youth that were always around him would say otherwise, myself included. I was part of the judging team for a few years, and while Joanne, his wife, was the coach, Steve would always help coach, open his house for the meetings, and lend us horses to use for judging. One year, while I was on the team, our team had won a national trip to Fort Worth, Texas, to compete in a big competition. Steve gladly came along and helped direct us where we needed to be, act as parents for us girls, and give us more knowledge. This trip will always be special to me and remember the fun and passionate Steve. Another wonderful memory I have of Steve is from one of our many move-in days at the Anoka County Fair. Steve was hauling over 15 horses to the fair in one day and making multiple trips from his home into the fairgrounds, and not once did he complain about doing this. When coming back each time from a trip home, he would always show up with a smile on his face and ready to help the youth unload and get settled. Even during his time battling cancer, he would do this during the fair. Steve also loved to do anything with the outdoors. I am sure that everyone can agree that the horse and 4-H world has lost out on a wonderful man, and he is greatly missed. Please join me in welcoming Steve's wife, Joanne, and daughters, Stephanie and Brittany, to the stage to accept this award on Steve's behalf. Thank you.